3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 1059. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. If you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. Okay, so let's start with interpreting number 1059. The number 1 is about trusting yourself. Sometimes I can interpret it as believing in yourself as well. I feel like there's something significant here about your strength, the symbolism of a lion, and maybe even the zodiac sign of Leo. Only take those if it resonates. This number is just generally about your intuition, connecting with it and trusting it. Is there a certain situation or decision where you feel called to say or do a certain thing that your gut is calling for you to do or say? I keep thinking about the movie Titanic. Maybe there are some themes in that movie that you can relate with or connect to. And it can be a lot of different things, so I'll only let you interpret that and take that however it resonates for you. The number 0 can be about patterns and reoccurring themes within yourself or in your life lately. For somebody, there are reoccurring themes or patterns that are showing up for you as signs, messages, like spiritual communication, it feels like. This number can also be a reminder to know when to put yourself first before any other relationship or journey outside of the one that you have with yourself. This could be a call for you to build a stronger relationship or connection with yourself through trusting yourself more and believing in yourself more, and really just building yourself up with more positive self-talk and inner dialogue. How do you speak to yourself? I feel like for somebody, you deserve to speak to yourself in a more kind and patient and understanding kind of way. For somebody, you deserve to speak to yourself in the same way that you speak to others. Be careful of the standards that you set for yourself and how you treat yourself, because those are the same standards that you will set for others and how you will allow them to treat you and how you will treat others. The relationship with yourself, I feel, has such a powerful impact on the relationship that you have with other people. So, if you do want healthier relationships, that sort of change definitely starts with you. Number 5 is about change and transformation. You could feel called to transform in some way as a person, maybe to change a certain perspective, certain feelings or beliefs, or there's a situation outside of yourself that is changing or needs to change. And for somebody, that change really does start with you. You could feel both. You could feel called to do both, an inner transformation as well as changes in your external reality as a result of changing as a person. Or it's the other way around, where you're experiencing changes in your reality that are pushing for you to create changes within yourself. The last number, the number 9, is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. This number is just here to remind you that everything that you do and everything that you don't do, everything that you say, don't say, is your contribution to a collective effort. Which fight do you want to be fighting? Whose side are you on? Kind of feels like an important question, and the different sides are the light versus the dark. People who are committed to the truth no matter the consequences versus people who do wrong knowing it's wrong, or otherwise known as evil. I do feel that I think that cognitive dissonance is a form of evil. And the reason why I feel that way is because we treat ourselves in ways that are wrong that we wouldn't treat others, but we do it anyway. So what evil are you, I don't know if the right word is bestowing upon yourself? And ultimately, how is this sort of evil? It doesn't have to have a malicious connotation. How does this sort of evil being bestowed upon others based on how you put it on yourself? You know? This is really, really deep. And it really makes sense when we're talking about the number 9 in the sense of purpose. I do believe that we are here for a reason. Could I tell you why? I have my own reasons. You should have your own reasons, I believe. And if you don't, that message about trusting that everything happens for a reason, sometimes you get to decide the reason, sometimes the universe reveals it to you, and sometimes we just don't know, and it's just about trust. I do think that there is a way of living or being or doing that you could release, that could contribute to a collective effort of humanity releasing this saying or doing or whatever overall. You matter, and you do have an impact because of how truly connected we are. Even if you're feeling disconnected, other people feel that. And other people can be impacted by that. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 5 is 6, plus 9 is 15, and I like to say that there are 2 messages with the number 15. The number 15 itself is on the Devil card in tarot. And that feels very relevant here. The energy of the devil, feeling bound, trapped, chained, being controlled or a slave to temptation and your own desires, material comforts. When you add up the 1 and the 5 to get 6, that number is about a choice for me between self-love and self-destruction. It's encouragement to choose self-love, to move toward freeing yourself rather than staying stuck in this devilish, materialistic, miserable kind of energy. There could absolutely be something here that you need to free yourself from. And for somebody, what you need to free yourself from is literally yourself. and your own stubbornness, your own resistance towards loving and respecting, nurturing and protecting yourself. I like how that came out. But yeah. Which side are you on? The devil, figuratively or literally, depending on your beliefs, or the devil, or whatever you perceive as the light. God, self-love, your own side. Whose side are you on? So I just saw the number 123 on the timer, and that's a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. There is a reason that you are in the position that you are in, that you are coming across this reading and these messages about trusting yourself, knowing when to choose yourself, paying attention to signs, synchronicities, embracing change, finding or trusting a sense of purpose and releasing what doesn't serve you inside and out, choosing self-love over self-hate and self-destruction. Who or what are you serving? Feels like such an important message, because no matter what you do, good or bad, positive or negative, you are contributing to a collective greater energy that other people are also expressing, other people who are expressing positivity or other people who are expressing negativity. Which side of the fight, of the battle, of the energetic field do you want to contribute to? This is bigger than you. Your own existence is bigger than your own reality, if that makes sense. I'm going to move into the cards, starting with the Major Arcana Tarot cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. If you don't already know, these are more bigger picture, more long-term. And conversely, the Minor Arcana that I'm going to pull from next, from a different deck, those are going to be more short-term and more about immediate details or situations or whatnot. So, we have the Star in reverse, and I just saw the number 321 on the timer. We're kind of getting like this idea of mirroring, because 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. Maybe there's a person in your life where you see yourself in them. Could be quite a magnetic attraction towards this person. Or this could be about taking a good look at yourself in the mirror. 3, 2, 1 is another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. So of course we're seeing this Star card for a reason. Someone most certainly here is feeling hopeless. You know, you're really struggling with faith. And there's a resistance here toward healing. I do feel that you could potentially be blocking. Actually, I didn't read this yet. It says lack of faith, hopeless, and pessimism. But it feels like you could be blocking a really beautiful turn of events. The Star card has the number 17 on it. 1 plus 7 is 8, and the number 8 is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. This leads me to believe that you're afraid to change, to heal, because you are afraid of what you will lose. You know, what changes will come outside of you as a result of the changes that go on within you. And I just now accidentally saw the bottom of this small deck of Major Arcana cards, and it says the World. It says end, closure, there's a little smiley face, optimism, which I find interesting because this says pessimism. Which side of the battle are you on? Are you going to lead your life, your future, with an optimistic outlook, an optimistic and constructive outlook, or a pessimistic and destructive outlook? It also says growth. In reverse, it says fear, attached, depression, continuum, lost, and anxiety. This is kind of where I feel like you are right now. It feels like fear and anxiety, dwelling on the past, really has a strong hold on you right now. And I feel like the best thing that you can do for yourself is really understand your own psychology and why you feel so hopeless. You struggle so much with faith, even if it's just, not religious or spiritual, just faith in yourself and what's possible. Why do you resist giving yourself the love and the care and the respect that you deserve to give to yourself? Are you not aware that you deserve more? Or do you just not trust or believe that you deserve more? I don't care what you did in the past. It is never too late to be a better version of yourself. Yeah, you will have people judge you, and you might be a little hard to understand. But your life isn't about other people, it's about you. And how you move forward from your past matters so much more than how other people perceive it. And you deserve to be surrounded by people in situations that really celebrate who you have become for the better. You deserve to have people who are proud of you for choosing better, the light within yourself, in your life. It's really, really understandable to have a more pessimistic outlook on life, especially if you've been through some really difficult things. It's really hard to want to believe in the good and the great when it feels like it could just be stripped away from you so fast, so unexpectedly. But moving forward, would you rather live in fear or be disappointed? That's kind of how I look at it. I feel like whenever we choose to live in pessimism, we're choosing to live in fear. And whenever we choose to have a more optimistic outlook, we're choosing to allow ourselves to be disappointed. So I'm really getting this feeling that your biggest enemy right now is yourself when you feel disappointed and frustrated. And I feel like, what could really be helpful for you is finding healthier ways to express and deal with and cope and work through the disappointment and the frustration, because it's not like how you feel doesn't matter. It matters how you use these feelings. The darkness can be turned into light. Let's go ahead and move on to drawing out a minor arcana now from these Prisma Visions Tarot cards, like I said I would, to get a little bit more detail into this Star card in reverse. Yeah, we have the Five of Cups. This is that is the zodiac sign of Scorpio. We also have the planet of Mars and the element of water. This Five of Cups is all about loss and grief. So you do have a reason, it seems, to be frustrated. As I said before, the number 5 is about change and transformation. Are you going to use this frustration that matters to work against you in self-destructive ways or for you in self-loving and making a difference outside in the world kind of ways. I believe that we go through the things that we go through to protect others from going through the same thing. You know, I feel like there could be something here that you could learn from your own pain that you could teach the world. And honestly, I feel that the darker this pain is, the brighter the light that you have to potentially shine. I really do believe that. Let's draw one last card from these box of cards here, which these are just cards that I made myself. Which card? I kind of want to take two. I don't think I should, because I said I would only take one, but I really want to take two. Maybe you need to. I really like this. It says, all you have to focus on is planting the seed and help that plant grow. The rest will come. So I feel like there's something here about initiating something, planting the seed, and staying committed, watering the plant, nurturing that plant. And, you know, the plant could be symbolic of yourself. I mean, I definitely feel that. Okay, so this card has two sides. The first side says, get connected with reality. Allow yourself to see things for what they are. And the other side says, slow down. I'm going to keep it on the other side because it says, you know, things that are, it says a lot more than the other side. You can remember, I can remember that the other side says slow down. I mean, slowing down really is encouragement for you to put more time and effort into self-reflection and understanding yourself and taking care of yourself. This getting connected with reality. I feel that this is about allowing yourself to find peace with the darkness within yourself and in the world, but also seeing your worth and your value for what it truly is. Get connected with reality. Ground yourself. Okay. So you could struggle with both depression and anxiety. The World card did say both depression and anxiety. And if you do struggle with both, and you want to overcome both of them, or have a better relationship with them, based on my own journey, I say focus on the depression first, then the anxiety. Because I think it's going to be a lot harder to face your fears if you don't have the faith and trust in yourself and in the world to expose yourself to what scares you. And I just saw the number 333 on the timer, which is about self-expression, communication. Self-expression is a very important form of healing. So maybe you want to communicate how you feel in your own way that works for you, and other people don't have to be involved, but they can be if you'd like. This number is also about healing and growing, which is confirmation exactly of what this reading, I feel, has been encouraging you to do. To heal, to grow, to choose the light over the darkness, to allow yourself to be disappointed rather than to live in fear. And the last way that I interpret this number 3 is making a commitment. And for this reading, it is most definitely about making a commitment to yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, treating yourself in the way that you have always deserved to be treated, especially if you were a kid and you deserved more nurturing, more protection from the adults in your life. Like I said, the darkness can absolutely be turned into light, and I believe that the degree of darkness that you are experiencing is a reflection of the degree of the potential light that you could be experiencing. The difference in which one you experience is really just in your own decisions and what you choose to focus on.